Okay, so we are still in elastic collisions. Okay, so here is an example. Oh, before I get to this, the one thing that I just want to remind us of, which we know already, is that in an elastic collision, we know that the total kinetic energy does not change. Remember, kinetic energy is half mv squared. So in an elastic collision, the sum of the initial kinetic energies is the same as the sum of the final kinetic energies. That's another one of our tools. K1 equals K2. Okay, we've got quite a few tools now. So let's do an example. Example 5.6. Again, I'm not going to go into the details, but we have a rubber ball with a certain inertia. Let's see, we don't know its initial velocity. And we've got a cart with, we do know its initial velocity, and we know its inertia. Okay? Now it says, the kinetic energy of the system after the two collide elastically is 2.5 joules. The final kinetic energy of the entire system is 2.5 joules. What is the initial velocity of the ball? That's question A. What is the initial velocity of the ball? So immediately, when you see an elastic collision, we know a few things. We know that our V12 is equal, final is V12 initial. We know that our relative speeds are the same. That's one tool. We know that momentum is conserved. That's the second tool. And we know that K1 equals K2. Or K initial equals K final. Those are all the tools that we have. That's quite a few tools there. So, if our K final is 2.5, that means our K initial is 2.5. And our K initial is going to, our K initial is the half mv squared of the ball plus the half mv squared of the cart. That's our K initial. It's both of those. But we know that the kinetic energy of the cart is 0. So our initial kinetic energy is simply the half mv squared of the ball. And so if you're trying to find the initial velocity of the ball, we have it there because our K initial equals K final equals 25. So we've got half 0.05 mass of the ball, velocity of the ball squared equals 25. And so we just solve that and we get 10 meters per second. Okay? Then what is the second question? What are the final velocities of the ball and the cart? Again, what are my tools when I have an elastic collision? This is another tool, conservation of momentum. No. Yes. Okay. Anyways, conservation of momentum, and we can end up finding these final velocities. Okay? So again, it's mv plus mv initial equals mv plus mv final. So hopefully that would make sense to you. Okay, guys? What tools do you have? Cheers.